Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. Let's talk about Jeep quality, Jeep reliability. You know, Jeep has, I think, really gotten a lot of bad press over the years, and still today, about poor quality, poor craftsmanship, and poor reliability. Now, I've had a few Jeeps over the years. We started most recently with a 2018 Wrangler two-door, and then I've had numerous Gladiators. And this actually is the first four-door that I've ever had. So I've got a lot of experience with what it really means to own a Jeep, right? So let's dive right in. What problems have I actually had with the Jeeps that I've had over the years? The first is probably vibration. I had a Jeep Gladiator Mojave, and it was great. I loved the truck. Looked awesome, had decent power. Of course, you could haul in it and all that good stuff. But it developed a vibration problem. When I would sit idling, like at a stoplight or a stop sign or whatever, it would sit there and kind of shake a little bit, vibrate a little bit. Enough that I noticed it and enough that it drove me nuts. So I did a little bit of research, and several people suggested that I put a fuel cleaner or run it through the system, I guess. So I did that, and it worked quite well. That vibration went away for about 2 months, 3 months maybe, and then I would have to do it again. So basically every quarter I would have to add a fuel cleaner or an injector cleaner to get rid of that vibration. Now, the reason for that, at least for what I was told, is that the injectors were narrow or are narrow in the Jeeps. So if they get any kind of clogging or dirt or whatever in them, it will affect the way that they inject fuel, right? And that can cause that vibration. I tend to believe that because adding the fuel cleaner or the injector cleaner got rid of the problem. That's the first real problem, I guess, that I've had with any Jeep over the last almost 10 years. Number two, the blank screen. You know, up until recently, every Mopar product I've had, including Ram Rebels, would have a black screen event. In other words, shortly after I had the vehicle, the radio screen, the infotainment screen would black out. It was almost like it was doing some sort of an update. Very, very strange. And I had it on every Jeep I've ever had up until this 2025 four-door. No issues like that on this one. The radio has been solid. I haven't had any of those weird black screen occurrences. And I will say it was particularly bad on the Ram Rebel that I had because it had a digital dash, if you will. So not only did the infotainment go blank rather when that happened, or black, so did the gauge cluster. No speedometer, no fuel meter, nothing. Fortunately, when I turned it off and turned it back on, everything came back up and I never had another issue. And that's the thing about the black screen, I guess. It seemed like it was always just a one-time event. Again, almost like an update or a break-in or something. Very strange. But no problems like that on the 2025. Next up, and this is an ongoing issue, and I suspect I'll have that with this Jeep, and that is the auxiliary battery. If you're not familiar, there is an auxiliary battery in the Jeep on the passenger side below the fuse panel. You can't see it, you can't access it, not easily anyway, and it lasts anywhere between, it seems 3 and 4 years, something like that. Some I've even heard just 2. It will stop working. It will draw current or draw power from the main battery, drain the main battery, and then you won't be able to start the vehicle. It has to be replaced. Again, it sits underneath the fuse panel over here on the passenger side, and there's 2 ways to access it. You can either pull the fuse panel off, which I would never do, or you can pull this liner out and then reach up underneath. It sits in kind of a tray. You take off, I think it's 2 or 3 nuts, and then that tray drops. Of course, it's still connected to the main battery and a ground, right? So while holding that battery, which is not light, you have to take off the terminals and then drop the battery. It is a real pain in the ass to mess with. I've done it once. I've seen it done once as well. It's not fun. It's a horrible system for Jeep. I'm sure, again, I'm going to have the same problem here. Hopefully not, but I know it's going to be coming in about 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. Number 4, this one I just want to touch on. Actually, this one and the next one, because people complain about it and I'm not seeing it. I'm talking about paint. The paint on this vehicle and all of the Jeeps that I've had has been spot on. Probably the only problem I've ever experienced was on the 2018 two-door. It had that pumpkin orange color and it started to oxidize. Got real rough across the top. You could run your hand across it and feel all the little nubs and peaks and valleys in the paint. I really attribute that to the weather here, the sun in South Texas. I think the sun just ate that paint. But it's the only one that I've ever had that happen on. I haven't had any kind of chips or poor quality when it comes to the paint job on my Jeeps. They've all been rock solid. Next up is fit and finish. I don't really hear a lot of complaints about this, so I think it's a good thing, but I see it occasionally. The fit and finish on this Jeep and every other one I've had has been really well. And I'm talking about things like gapping, where the panels meet, things like the door panel areas, how the doors shut, back on the tailgate if you happen to have a Gladiator, the spacing on each side and the spacing at the bottom, the door on the back of the Jeep, all of the spacing and things back here, all of the panels and things inside, really just the way that everything lines up where it comes together with another panel. Haven't had any issues with that myself. I'm a little confused, I guess, as to why I ever hear anybody talking about it being a problem. Nonetheless, I do see it occasionally. Lastly, the auto stop system. Cannot stand that. I hate that system. If you're not familiar with it, maybe you don't have a Jeep or a vehicle that's ever had it, that's where, and I'm sure you've heard this, but that's where you pull up to a light or a stop sign or something and the vehicle shuts off. It's an emissions thing. It's designed to release less emissions, less gas, if you will, noxious fumes into the air. It's not a fuel economy thing. I don't see any way that that can be good for the vehicle. The starter is constantly stopping and starting and stopping and starting. The engine is constantly stopping and starting. It's a crazy system. I have heard it's going to be going away. Not to get political, but the current administration does not agree with it, and we shall see. Hopefully they do get rid of it. And there is a device, of course, that you can plug in that will remember your last setting, because there is a button that you can push to disable it every time you restart the vehicle. This remembers your last setting, so you can push it once and then you never have to mess with it again unless you want to turn it back on. Then you just push the button and it would remember that. Anyway, those are just a few, in my experience, things that I've noticed about the Gladiator. I think it's very reliable now. I haven't had any issues with it. So these complaints that I'm hearing, I think just go way back to the Jeeps of the past. Leave a comment, let me know. You experience any bad things with your Jeep Gladiator? Quality, fit, finish, reliability? I'd be curious to know. Real quick, don't forget, smash that subscribe button if you would, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.